So, back at it again. Full colon Bogdan, full colon Bogdan-Saris, full colon Kukupu, stop copyright, copy claim. Live life claim and auto tech nowadays and postmaster, as you can see. I guess I'll first fill in what I've been up to recently. So I'm obviously not going to do what a whole bunch of other people there have been with the teachings with the scholarship, should we say, from the quantum, as some people say, or the correct sentence structure, communication, passive syntax, grammar, and postal mechanics on the World Wide Web there. I mean, at a time, there's been quite a few people are going on to teaching others. Yeah, I'm not keeping it secret, but I'm not making it a business. Yeah, I'm not gonna charge people as a teacher, as a being, and stuff like that, because I like to do other things and stay small. I enjoy that. Yeah. Now, to move on to so that's why I'm not. How should I put it? Going to, and I've said this for a long while, I'm not going to spend too much time out here unless when I've got downtime as it be, I'll do that. Yeah. But yeah, again, as most people, it's just the way the world is these days. You're bound to be non-efficient, even if you are highly efficient. Because, I mean, let's face it, just to put it mildly, that's all, most of the shit that goes down, how some people say bank wars, whatever it is like that, at the end of the day, what makes it extra worse today is because they use so-called market research. So I've been talking about this for maybe even almost 10 years, that they have, it's the same as what used to be a pretty big crime back in the day, market inside. Yeah. Even Mark has said this, is basically having, instead of maybe having a little bit of knowledge to, make the markets work well, they've gone full out, as you do if you are insane and greedy, and technology allows it to create the markets, like to dictate everything. So you shit on the creators of anything, and you go in there and dictate maybe even what the computer says or whatever, whether it's correct or not, or any of it. So now, again, my credentials is to be. So this is the opposite of being undocumented alien and shit like that. It goes beyond freaking legislation. Like this is above the. So first of all, they issued stuff, right? Everything here is legitimate as it can ever be, right? Like multiple passports, isn't like same one, but always up to date, right? Having, what do you call it? Your birth certificate and, the live life claim on the back of it. This one I can actually afford to reveal, right? Because they can't fractionalize this one. They can't go on the markets and sell that one, can they? Right? Or at the end of the day, I wouldn't be surprised. They'll go and fucking, excuse my language, but not really, because it's not made for kids. But they will go and create NFTs these days, right? So I mean, if you're going to be a fraudster, if you're going to spend your days robbing others doing white collar crime, there is no end to it, right? Like I mean, just like a parasite, right? Just like a virus, they can always mutate and all of that, right? But you, as the host, you could rise up to the living and absolutely eradicate the right good riddance, as it's called. Maybe that's why I'm here in what they call Christchurch and Canterbury, New Zealand. Yeah, once and for all, you know. Other than business, all of this is temporary. What has been, how should we put it? The most stable thing, as I've been figuring it out over the last 20 years, is that the so-called hoon boy races and so on and so forth are one and the same as the the ones called law enforcement or precincts and so on and so forth. It's all just like a big high school game where some are, their parents or whatever are friends with the teachers or with the school and the tower. All of this freaking nonsense. All right, so I've got here my Live Life claims. Obviously, I've got the most recent one. I've gone into detail to even ask if it was required to do multiple ones, and as it turns out, you don't have to, right? Like even one was enough. I enjoyed practicing as it be my postal mechanics. It works great, even though we don't have a what they call like national postal service or something like that, right? There should be a postal service, not. Wait, not postal service. It should be mailing service. How they've got the United States of America mail service. So we don't have that, right? It's not a government-owned entity. I mean, like, so you figure it out. So they've got all manner of, like, I don't know, even for the, government organizations, for you name it, right? But they can't own the post. It's what's next? They're going to privatize the customs service. Oh yeah, and on that note, yeah. So I've got that as well. Yeah, I reckon this is solid. Like even if you live, you were born and bred here, right? It's still. So this one. Well, I like this about this form. Like it's not too bad. Obviously, I've used it and broken out of the boxes and all of that sort of good stuff. So it's the traveler declaration, right? Federal postal lessons have gone into this. Shorthand. This is yet another. Yeah, it's all basic. I'm sure there's much more there, but I'm more than happy with what I've learned and what I've kept. Right? I don't have a short memory or something like that. All right. So once now that's over. So after 2 years of I've got here multiple of lading, notices of Vestipal, so on and so forth, right? First of all, to the governor in general, to the you know, coroners, all of that good stuff. So now the ones that have been giving me grief, right? And it seems that they haven't quite gotten the point, right? Even though they did, right? So they backed off, stayed quiet, and then they're almost like a beast, right? Like you get it to go away, and then as soon as if you're not, you know. Constantly backing it off, right? Like mozzies or something, right? If you're not constantly spraying for it, if you're not constantly this and that, they're going to come in and start sucking your blood, right? Or at least try. So, the properties that I have, so now I'll go through basically where it's all at and what they're guilty of from some that are, I mean, what are you going to do? They're harassing you. I'm not going to go and be, excuse my language, bitch, and, I need reparation. And, no, I'm fine if you just fuck off, and then others, like I said, like the mozzies, like you literally, this is what I'm doing. After this statement here is a bit, I will name and shame the ones that have, silent acquiescence here. But then again, they turn around and do bullshit. Yeah, turn around and sell debt that they've already agreed to settle. That should be settled, right? So they're digging up they're doing what do they call it? Like zombie corporation, necromancy, pretty much. So my body, my vehicle, whatever properties I have, is my property. And if you damage or harass me or any of my property, you have vacated your oath as a peacekeeping officer. And that goes from the simple walking the streets and driving the cars, cops, all the way to the Supreme Court and left, right, and center, to immigration, to customs, to you name it. Yeah. And above all, to the Ministry of Health and all of them. Yeah, because when you do your supposed cognitive behavioral therapy or whatever, you're actually partaking in narcissistic supply, trying to get narcissistic supply, and you've been caught out on it to get, into the professional expert type of, it's not, there's no joke here. That's what they're doing. What, to protect the zombie corporations, and to fractionalize more money. Okay? If you perform for a corporation instead of serving living men or women, you have vacated your oath as a peacekeeping officer, or whatever oath that you have that keeps you in office. Because above all, if it's medical, you should have the Hippocratic oath. You should, and all of them. Otherwise, it's all a joke. Yeah. Why should anyone listen to any of your regulations or any of your things if you can't even get the basics right? Just because you're in a uniform or you have whatever seals or whatever licenses and so on and so forth, it does not mean you have not vacated your oath, yeah, when you perform on these things. Like, for example, the so-called loan companies and so on and so forth, even they should have an oath when they start performing any business for that matter. You're meant to perform in good faith, and you're meant to not do things to bring about fraud or things of this nature, right? If you make a mistake, And then as soon as you find out that that is a mistake and you got to correct that, that's fine, right? If I'm allowed to, as the IRD says, to work up to 60,000, to earn up to 60,000 a year without having to pay tax, right? And I can continue checking with that, making sure that that's in place. If that changes, I'm more than happy to put in whatever share I need to put in. I'm not going to go around and work it so that I can get around that or whatever and harass my, like get my clients to pay for it and stuff. When you try to confiscate, extort, or any other tort on behalf of a corporation from a living man such as myself, you have vacated your oath and you're performing mercenary as a private security guard. Yeah, just as if I was to go, if I had the money, right, and if I was a criminal in that way, to go and hire a few of the people that I know, right? Fork out, more than 10,000, right? I mean, we're talking business here. If I was to be like that, and if I had the means, there wouldn't be someone like myself like this making this video. So these people are incompetent even in the world of crime, if you ask me. I made a pretty good agent to anti-corruption and so on. Anyway, so a private security guard cannot interfere with me lawfully without my permission or consent. Just as Joe Schmo down the road, I'm not going to allow to, I don't know, take my money or whatever, or, stuff like that. If he's my friend and consensually he asks me for $10 and I give him $10, now that's okay, right? You have vacated your peacekeeping officer's oath and you are now in your private capacity. That's what yous are doing every single time. They go and use all manner of data, right? Whether it's from my devices, whether it's from their devices, right? Whether they're already from the beginning, performing this mercenary, or whether they're using the public system. You have vacated your peacekeeping officer's oath. And even just as a citizen, so on and so forth, you have vacated your neutrality, as it would be, when you're out there in public, because that's why some people sometimes, if I was to be correct, they get arrested, so on and so forth, because they go out there in public and they start being belligerent and combatant and so on and so forth. And what makes this competence, especially now in the age that we live, back in the day, it might have been you go and you start fighting or whatever with people, right? And things of this nature. Nowadays, they use hacking, all manner of stalking, right? Modern day stalking technologies and tactics to then try to provoke, right? The target is to be the victim to perform combatants, to perform belligerence, so on and so forth. To nom de guerre. Yeah, that's what it is. Crazy making, so on and so forth. Yeah, they're absolute weak, cowardly, stupid terrorists, basically. So when you're in your private capacity doing these things, right? Because when it comes to people that are professionals, the ambulances, the police officers, when they, acting on the vendetta, on their, personal grief. Yeah. Then even if you're at work, just as if I go to change someone's oil, yeah. But if I look at them and I don't like what they're wearing, or I don't like who they are, or whatever it is, and I pretend to do the oil change, and damage their vehicle, I have vacated my oath as a automobile mechanic technician, and I am now in my private capacity doing mercenary, doing damage. So that's the same as you do when you do what you do. That you've been caught out over the last 4 years, and probably before that, but in the last 4 years, it has been intensive. Yeah. So when you're in a private capacity as such, doing those, when you've vacated your oath, operating as a private mercenary on this land, trying to privatize me, Now some people say to patron, also known as piracy, piracy. So, and as such, can I see the letter from King George that you are, matter of fact, legitimate in such operations? Yeah. So I doubt that if one of them has it, not even one of them probably has it. Any of them can produce that? I doubt it. You are under the penalty of perjury as a man or a woman, not the uniform, not whatever group you have, not whatever organization you belong to, not whatever community or whatever it is, or even your family. And since you are now performing for a corporation upon a living man, physical man, me, you are now vacated your oath of office, and you are now practicing terrorism on me as a live life claimant. Native as it be, nativity being that I've lived here, specifically even under 18, and grew up here for more than 7 years. As a matter of fact, I think I'm coming up onto the 3 sevens within Australasia. And 2 being 14 years in New Zealand and another 7 in Australia. So I am duty bound here to Full Colon Canterbury of the South Island, and basically you do need to be locked up, put it this way, for performing these things, and specifically for how many years. But then again, my duty is also towards me and to look after my life. I'm not going to sacrifice my life trying to legitimately, like the people in white overalls in the insane asylums, to keep you bound and to, make sure that you're safe. No, that's not my duty. Yeah. My duty is to look after myself. You start interfering and doing things, we'll see where it ends, And that's about it, basically. There's some performative things on there. And now to name and shame. So let's see here. We've got a few bulls of lady. Most of them are... Let me see if I can put some light on this. That might help. My mechanics bits and pieces. I'm actually in the process of creating my own wee toolbox. So let's see here. Does this help? Yeah, maybe that kind of helps. Not so much. So, says bills of lading, non-negotiable, fit for purpose, hyphen performance, zero tolerance. Yeah, and I've sent them multiple documents, multiple. Some of them, so that's how you can tell if they're legitimate and genuine or not, in good faith and all of that. When they don't go out of their way to avoid these things. You know, it's just how you got how we know, police go to chase up criminals, and if they're genuine criminals, especially if they're dumb, they run away, and it makes it worse. Makes it worse for them, right? And yeah, of course for the police too, but it makes it worse for them. And I've got a friend. He had his jaw broken because he decided to run away once he had his cuffs behind, and he got slammed to the ground. Straight on face to the. That's what happens. That's what happens. If you're an idiot, that's what you get. So, that's that. Then it's myself, full colon hyphen full colon Bogdan-Saris of the clan full colon Kuku. My address. It is from the 12th of September 2022. And the verses go towards Timothy John Hilberg and Neville Robert Thomas Bowen, yeah, which are the chief executives of Cash Converters Linwood Limited. And now watch out how many companies that in sub companies and Linwood Limited, Holdings LP, Capital Limited, Digital Limited, Partners New Zealand LP, Teamworks Project Limited. Yeah. Of level 15, 188 Quay Street, Auckland, New Zealand. Yeah. Then I've got my date and claim number, 13th of the 8th, 2022. Tracking number LV 181 727 315 New Zealand. So that's the first one. And then I've got multiple other ones on here. That should be enough. All right. So I've got their IRD number on here. What? No, actually, well, that is on public, but I've given them my details. So, a cordial welcome. I hope this Bills of Lading finds you in good health and good spirits. Dear Timothy John Hilbert, because he is the main one. I would be happy to perform any of my obligations I might lawfully have, as soon as I have received the following answers and documentation from you. Answer the following questions by circling the answer or by giving a brief description on this contract. 1. Is a PO box a valid postal contract venue? Answer yes or no. 2. Is any other accounts been opened at the above address that resemble or may resemble my name, however variant the spelling may be, without my consent or knowledge? Answer yes or no. 3. Is any account or accounts been securitized? Answer yes or no. If yes, what is the CUSIP number? And then space here for them to none of them have ever revealed this, even though I've got a pretty good feeling that some of them do have these things. Validation of the performance, the actual accounting. Bind to document. Verification of your claim with a sworn affidavit or a hand-signed invoice. Copy of the contract signed by both parties and therefore binding both parties. Provide me with a true and certified copy, bind to document, photocopy of the original note under penalty of perjury with unlimited liability, and confirm that this note has never been sold. Please confirm the name of the individuals. This is the duty authorized representative from your company that has carried out due diligence under the money laundering regulations 2007. I think we have, it's 2008 or something like that, out of the New Zealand Legislation Act over here. And is she or he taken actions? 9. And they in this situation, they have. This is pretty much what they're doing. 9. Is director with the knowledge of the Fraud Act 2006-2001? Answer yes or no. Out of the New Zealand Legislation. Number 10. Is director with the knowledge of the law of your land is? Like, what's the law of the land over here? If yes, provide me with a copy of those laws for the avoidance of perjury. Bind to document. 11. Can you tell me the author of your contracts and letters? You may know the person writing the first contract is duty bound to provide me with the necessary definitions, meaning of the words. Bind to document. So if they're trying to claim money, whatever the hell it is, if they're trying to confiscate my properties, right? Can you provide me, and I can even go right into, can you put your contract, the original contract, into the correct sentence structure, communication, passe, syntax, grammar for the avoidance of perjury, so that you can clearly say what it means on there, because of how it's put in legalese, I can't make any sense of it. It's basically nonsense. 11. Can you 12. Is the author of your contracts with the Writers Guild? Answer yes or no. 13. Is director being tested for suitability to hold a fiduciary position in the past or present? Basically, are you okay up there, or are you just trying to take me for all I got? 14. Can director show me the indemnity insurance bond? 15. Can director tell the language and style of contracts letters is written in? Even if it's in English, how many styles and forms of English is there even just within England, just within the UK? A lot of people know about that. 16. Can director define, give closure on what the word securitized and CUSIP number are? Can you bring some closure on this so we all know exactly what it is? Or do you hide that and you do some stuff with it that robs us? Is director versed with the laws of my land? Like, are you aware of how fair and correct I am? Like, especially when it comes to communication, especially when it comes to involving others. I might be incorrect with myself sometimes, but hey, that's a thing that I might have to live with. 18. Is director versed with the Robert rules of the corporation? I've caught so many, especially we've all been cheated out with this, especially around the pandemic days. But they slowed down the letters, everything. 19. Can director give definition, meaning closure, on the word customer? Is it custody? Is it like captivity? What is it? Because I'm starting this business. Well, I'm not going to have customers. I'm going to have clients. And I'm not going to be privileged. But don't expect me to sit there and talk to you and to it's business. Then I go home. That's it. Try to forget about you. Think I've had enough. 20. Can director give meaning, closure for the word human? Is it true that it means no man or and different from man with live life claim? 12. can director tell if there has been unsolicited goods and services without direct knowledge in writing to me and performing treatments via community, local and abroad businesses? 22, can director tell if I have been subject to biometrics without consent? Have you been trying to do market research? 23, is director being fully counseled by a lawful maritime council on maritime law, which is basically international law, which should basically be the basis of any federal things in any country. It's just basic laws. Then you can add a little bit of specific regulations or whatever the people where you live consent to. For law claims, can director show this live life claim in full column Bogdan-Saris Kuku copyright copy claim? Your claim for money from full column Bogdan-Saris full column Kuku and derivatives of with the correct sentence structure, communication, passe, syntax, grammar for the avoidance of perjury. So I've mentioned this previously, but I like to really have it down. They like to avoid things by using legalese. So that they could, if they were to be intelligent, they could somehow at least attempt to avoid liability by answering these questions. Is it true that companies, corporations can perform debt collection on people they deem non de guerre with the lack of control and sanity or congruence? Answer yes or no. If yes, is Timothy John Hilberg and staff with the tries of making this live life claim in full colon Bogdan-Saris full colon Kuku full colon copyright copy claim the debtor and harvesting biodata? Okay? Answer yes or no. If yes, is Timothy John Hilberg with the knowledge that this is taught? Answer yes or no. Is director with the knowledge, this is number 26 and last question, is director with the knowledge of the significance of last/family/clan names appearing in all capital letters, that is by the front of the first and middle name? Check if your own country's company house for this is true or false. Meaning is capitis diminuito maxima media minor. Answer yes or no, if you know what that means. Now you get the notice. Full colon Bogdan-Saris full colon Kuku full stop full colon copyright copy claim. Now give you 3 business days to reply to this notice from the above date with answers and paperwork bound by recorded post and signed/authorized with the full commercial liability and under penalty of perjury, assuming and granting answers and binding paperwork to this document given above request, answers true and without deception, fraud, or mischief. Should director fail to answer the aforementioned documentation by 3 business days from below date, will constitute director's agreement to the following terms. 1. Performance did not exist in the first place, or 2. Business/corporation/director is held culpable for any damages suffered. 3. Negative remarks/marks made to a credit reference agency is null and void. 4. Businesses/corporation/director stops pursuing/suing with matters further. 5. Business/corporation/director agree/constitutes to pay all fee schedules. Footnote, full colon. I wish to deal with this matter in writing, and I do not give your organization permission to contact me by telephone. Should you do so, I must caution you that the calls could constitute harassment, and I may take action under Section 1 of the Protection from Harassment Act 1997, and under the Administration of Justice Act 1970, Article 40, which makes it a criminal offence for a creditor or a creditor's agent to make demands for money, which are aimed at causing alarm, distress, or humiliation because of their frequency or manner. And underneath here, by living, living man, sovereign, Bogdan-Saris of the clan Cuckoo, authorized agent and representative, no assured value, no liability, errors and omissions accepted, all rights reserved, without recourse, non-assumpsit, one word, one meaning is by this author. Calls may be recorded. Time 6:31 a.m. Date 12th of September 2022. Author, autograph, copyright, copy claim, Bogdan-Saris, Cuckoo, full stop. Notary, autograph and seal. Live Life Claimant and Postmaster, original, original document, Bogdan-Saris, copyright, copy claim. And that is one of them. So now I've got like a whole wee little stack here. I'll go through a few other ones, and I've got quite a few more here. Most of them have some of the basic questions. Some of the questions I have customized for these specific things, because there has been, I've caught out many organizations, some non-profit, some government, but these ones I've decided to name and shame. First of all, these ones that are so-called loan companies, things like this, yeah. But there are people that fractionalize things and that make their money out of thin air, pretty much. I mean, hey, I'm not all against interest and stuff like that, but there's a limit. There's, there's, and the way of the world, they're gonna, just how I had to face facts, yeah, maybe I gotta go study mechatronics because there's not gonna be machine operation and stuff anymore because it's gonna be taken over by machines. We're gonna have to fix the machines and just watch the machines and stuff. How about you? You got to face facts, you got the likes of crypto and whatnot. Your time was up. So, got another one still for these guys. So actually, yeah, from the 13th of the 8th. I've done them. And the third one. Now we've got another one for Vero Insurance. They were all right. They didn't, try and fight it or something for David Mark Flax. That's still them. Then we got M2 Group New Zealand Limited. Yeah. Mark John Calendar. Also Donna Marie Powley or Powell from Trusts Limited. And Andrew Paul Kingstone, which is from Trust Limited as well. So that was that for the name and shaming of this one. I've got more here. Again, I don't take pride in doing this. I know there's a whole bunch of people that they've got no bills of lading, they've got no claims, they've got nothing, and they go and name and shame and falsely they just make shit up, and they're not harassed, they're not knowing, like they go and do the protests to stop people from going to work, to paint stuff on, to throw paint on, works of art and what. That's not what I'm doing. That's ridiculous. Anyway, we'll see how things pan out. Is it pan out? How things work out. I've got banks. I've got you name it. Like ASB stuffed up big time a few years back. The whole thing here in New Zealand was shut down for a whole day. It didn't get as bad as in Greece, but it wasn't far off. Sure, they had to ring up overseas to give us something to get bailed out. So there you have it. All the best out there, and for someone that people that are local, you'll all see these. It's I gotta work the background picture so that the detail will be slightly more visible. I will be performing vehicle maintenance, the services as an auto technician, owner and operator for the locals here in so-called Christchurch of Full Column, Canterbury, in the South Island of New Zealand. All the best out there. Take it easy.